In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the fastest method to get a G-Rank Saitama in a Rise crossover. But without further ado, guys, let's get on with the video. First thing we need to do is make sure we are loading into the right dungeon in the right area. Saitama can be found in XY City, or at least this is one of two ways to go and obtain him. We'll go through this way and then we'll go ahead and go through the other way later on in the video. But this is the main way to obtain him. This will be how you're going to be getting all the way from E all the way to SS, which actually you can get lucky and get G rank from this as well. So basically you'll load into a dungeon, kind of how the game, like, you know, the whole entire game works with the whole entire dungeon mechanic. And then you'll load into, I think this actually is a newer dungeon, at least for this one here. I'm not sure this is an exclusive one, but it does look really cool. And I've actually never seen this dungeon before. So what you have to do is you have to do the same process you do through a bunch of dungeons, where actually every single dungeon, clear the floors, then keep moving on. It's actually quite a big dungeon. I don't actually in the area tends to have like smaller dungeons. At least whenever I've went and done it, it's always been the bigger dungeons for this area. Now, before you load into the dungeon, I only went over it really quickly there. Actually, I think you only saw even a frame of it. But you can actually go ahead and use runes. If you're not sure what runes are, I mean, hopefully you do, but if you don't know what runes are basically just a really good way to boost the things in the dungeon. This can boost things just simply your damage, the amount of gems you get, or it can even go ahead and increase the rank of the dungeon. And that's the one you need to be looking into the most. As if you are trying to do a higher ranked dungeon, you can go ahead and, well, use a rune to do it. You can even turn a dungeon into an SS rank rune with, like, the right runes to go ahead and do so. You can also change the bosses that spawn in dungeons. So if you have, like, for example, an XZ city rune, it will usually say there whatever the name of the area is. You can change any dungeon to have the boss at the end be Saitama. Should just bring anyone, or Paitama. I'm pretty sure that's how I'm supposed to say it. I'm not sure. I'm just going to call it Saitama for the sake of the video. But I'm not actually like 100% sure how to say it. You also will know she's going to level up as you do this. I'm like a super low level. I don't know I need to start grinding my level. But that is besides the point. But progressing through the dungeon is the most important thing to do. Just make sure you're trying to get a quick clear on it, as you really want to get multiple tries to do this. And now, especially if you're trying to the SS ranked version of it, that you're either realistically going to have to do an SS ranked dungeon, get crazy lucky in an S rank dungeon, or use the merging machine. Although I do feel like lately the merging machine has become less significant. One of the benefits you can get from this, which isn't really crazy meta at this time, but you can get a pretty strong weapon from going ahead and beating him. I think it's the second strongest weapon in the game. Like I said, it's not fully meta, but I suppose when the winter event ends, it will go back to being the best weapon that you can naturally obtain in the game. So that is what we're going to be looking for here as well. But of course, the end goal is to get a G-Rank Saitama. So I do believe you are doing an SS rank dungeon. You can get lucky, and it's about a 1 in 50 rise chance of happening. So this means that if you rise the SS rank one 50 times, in theory, 1 of 50 of them will be a G rank. Now, this is in no way the easiest way to get a G rank one, but this will also help you get every single rank up to this part. So keep following through this dungeon and just keep taking out everything. It actually is a new dungeon here, like I said earlier. I'm not sure if it's like fully exclusive, but just make sure you get a quick clear time on the dungeon. Although this dungeon does look really big, it's actually relatively easy to do. I mean, we're already on room 5 in like 2 minutes and a bit. So as long as we start spawn in the area, which is something you should never fear to do, we should be able to get back to this dungeon relatively quick, and that means we are going to get enough time to get an extra clear. I actually think if we optimize our time well here, we'll probably get multiple clears in. And also, you don't really need like dungeon location videos, I feel like, anymore. You'll just see where the dungeon is. It'll pop on your screen saying a dungeon has spawned in XZ city, and then you just need to literally like go to the area, and you'll see a massive beam beaming down from the sky and show you where you need to make your way over to. And of course, I think I'm gonna take away. Or was there one more NPC in this room? Oh wait, no, it's a different door. Okay, there's a lot of doors in this dungeon, and it's really confused me a bit. But it's like, other than that, it's a relatively easy dungeon to do. I think if we grinded it up a bit more, we would be able to go ahead and get a better run down of this right now. But we might as well keep on clearing everything, keep on taking it out. There's about 12 enemies per dungeon. So yeah, it's not a short dungeon by any means, but it also isn't as bad as it looks compared to other dungeons, as it is just very open. There's not really too much like navigation you need to do, and we're able to get relatively decent clear times on it. So let's follow this kind of like same template-ish kind of. I'm really not doing perfectly, but you want to left to right. Same method you'll do for other dungeons. But anyway, let's actually skip to when the boss spawns in. So now we're just about to go ahead and actually make our way down to the bottom. We are on the last room now. We've got a few NPCs left, and then we're going to go ahead and show you guys the boss. I'm going to take my relatively fast, and I think I have cutscenes off. But honestly, if you want quick, clear times to what you need to be doing, there he is, and he is relatively easy to beat. At least I think it's the C rank one, and the stats do go up quite a bit by the time to the S and even the SS rank one, and it'd be quite hard to beat. But of course, do remember you will be able to go ahead, and if you are lucky, get the drop from him. We'll just see if we can rise him. Of course, he's C rank, he's relatively easy to rise. Do be aware you can go ahead and use relics to go ahead and increase the chance of you arising him. Either way though, now we can go ahead and have a little look at him just there. And he's looking pretty cool. Now what you need to do is you need to basically leave the dungeon as fast as possible. If we're going for an extra run, of course for the sake of this video, we're not going for an extra one. So we can just go ahead and wait for it to load us out of the dungeon. But now we get a pretty decent chance when we load into it. I'll show you guys the stats of how good he is. Now do be aware these stats will be different to the stats you have, as this is based off my guild multiplier, my level multiplier, and a bunch of other things. Anyway though, he'll be all the way down in, I think the bottom, yeah, we're down to the bottom area of XZ City. There he is, Paitama, and at E rank he's doing 22 billion, and let's see what he's doing at silver ranks. D rank he's doing 254, and of course this is me, this will be different stats you get. C rank he'll be doing nearly 3 trillion. B rank, 35 trillion. I mean, at the moment, this is pretty much useless. A rank, 440 trillion, okay. And then S rank, 5.56 QA, not too bad. SS rank, 62.38 QA. G rank, okay, 755.41 QA. That's actually some really good stats there. And I think if we manage to go on a G rank, it would be like my second, maybe like my second strongest shadow, so it'll be a really good one to have there. Maybe actually third strongest. I think it is one behind will still. I've got all the names completely mixed up there, so it does hurt my brain a little bit when looking at it. But either way though, we now should go ahead and show you guys the skin as well, just in case you're curious on what he looks like. So we search for there Paitama, which I am very sorry again if I'm saying that wrong. Please don't worry me too much down below in the comment section. We can go ahead and equip the skin of that guy on this to show you what he would look like at G rank. Of course, he wouldn't have the mythical thing underneath him, but he would look very similar there. And then we can also go ahead and equip the skin of him as well. So you're just getting in for the skin, then doing the dungeon, actually a lower rank dungeon, probably the easiest thing in the world for you to do. Or if it's just something you want to test out and see if it's a good skin, here's a little skin showcase as well. And honestly, he does look pretty cool. It's not bad by any means. The best, probably not, but actually that's kind of clean, you know. That's actually quite a clean look there to go ahead and have an overview of. We can also, if we are trying to make it easier for you, can increase your shadow level. Actually, I think if I increase my shadow level, I can increase the damage he does. So he's doing 9. Actually, that was the wrong one there. If we increase the shadow level, though, that should give him a little bit of a jump in his stats there. So what he would go ahead and potentially be able to do. Let's even have a little just like look at the damage boost. We just went ahead and managed to get there from that. So we saw the amount he was doing earlier, and now he's doing 800. So that's actually 100 QA just for going ahead and adding 4 levels worth of stats. So you can get way higher than what I've got if you are actually leveled up in the game. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, there is actually another way to go ahead and obtain the boss, and arguably probably the easiest way to obtain the boss at G rank, and that is going ahead and doing the Infernal Castle. Now the Infernal Castle has a bunch of different floors. You can just start and play at the normal floor of it, but if you just want to kind of skip straight to, I think it's the SS one, if you just go to the floor 25 start, you'll like instantly you'll have to beat a few NPCs before you go ahead and achieve that. So if we quickly load into this, I think you also have to do floor 1 as well. But it's actually a little bit of a cheap trick that you can go ahead and do in this. So I'll just let you get like a much faster if you're just trying to go in the boss. So if you don't know from Infernal Castle, I made like a bunch of videos on it. But basically how it's going to work is that there'll be a boss that is just going to go ahead and spawn every 5 floors. And yeah, it'll be a completely random boss that's in the game. Every 25 floors is like a set one. So I think the first 25 will go ahead and be the one over here, which is Westhill. But after that, I'm pretty sure it's a G rank one, and that can actually be any random ones. The trick is you basically go ahead and like single, which we got that first try. I was pretty lucky there. But the trick is you basically go ahead and you'll clear out all the NPCs, do all the floors, and then you just go straight for the G rank one. That's relatively easy to do without high stats. And if you do have stronger stats, you can go ahead and get a nice and easier clear time on that. If you don't worry about that too much though. Also, I do want to make a little bit of disclaimer for this video that basically all the audio, I had a little bit of problem with the audio, so I didn't actually have any audio when recording the video other than this bit right now. So I've kind of like voiced over all of this, so if something did seem a little bad, I was saying that as well, and I do apologize for that. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Also check out my main channel, which is linked down below. So I'm going to start posting on that again very soon.